Well, Flavor First growers are a mainstay of vegetable production in the eastern half of the U.S. SoutheastProduceWeekly.com's Chip Carter caught up with the outspoken North Carolina farmer who oversees farm operations in 5 different states.
It's long been known in this part of North Carolina that if you can see Mount Pisgah from your farm, it's good land. We're at Flavor First Growers and Packers in Mills River, North Carolina, to see what's growing. Kirby, there's a lot of tomato plants out here.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't realize each one of these are hand set, 4,200 plants to the acre. And that's just phase 1 of what we're actually doing. You string them about every 2 weeks until you get to the top of the bush. And then, of course, within 2 weeks, you're starting to harvest. I love watching stuff grow. I like taking a seed. That's something that I know who developed that seed. It didn't come from overseas. It didn't come from here or there. Plant it, and then with one seed, produce 60 tomatoes by the end of the season. There's something about that that gives you satisfaction.
These tomato plants, we see these little orange flags periodically. What is that?
That, you know, being our name, Flavor First, we're always looking to the future for a better tasting, be it Roma tomato, grape tomato, slicing tomato. We do trials with all the seed companies for the next, as I call it, Tasti-Lee of the future. I love doing that part, taking an actual seed and watching it over 4 or 5 years develop into a Tasti-Lee. But it's very, very important to us because I want to be a step ahead of my competition. That's what's gave us 7 generations of growing tomatoes.
So Kirby, what happened here?
This is from yesterday's event, as I call it. We're really lucky out here. We're just having to ditch a little bit of water. On the other end of town, we got about 7.5 inches of rain. I actually lost tomatoes. You know, I'm an exception. I push my grandkids and my daughters to farm. But 90% of farmers want their kids to get as far away from farming as they possibly can because they know the hardships. I still love farming. Literally, that's what I'll do till I die. But the problem is the stuff that you got to be involved with, right down to politics. Our main problem here is immigration. How crazy is somebody like a American farmer? Even this year, as small as we've got over the last 4 years, we'll be bumping $2 million in the crop. We're not guaranteed a workforce to actually pick it. But all that we got to do to put out our voice, because for some reason, you know, it don't get put out there, what we go through. And this is something too critical to lose in the United States. You want our food coming from here just like you want anything else. You don't want to be dependent on Mexico. Don't go through the same rules and regulations that we do. We need to feed our own.
You saw where it all comes from. This is where it all ends up, in a cooler. Next step, on a truck, heading to you. If you're in the eastern half of the United States and you ate a vegetable today, there's a real good chance Flavor First grew it. In Mills River, North Carolina, I'm Chip Carter from SoutheastProduceWeekly.com, reporting for RFD-TV.
And Flavor First North Carolina roots go all the way back to 1798 when James Noble Johnson planted his very first crop. You can look for more from Chip soon. We love his reports here on RFD-TV. He's going to have interviews with the ag commissioners of North and South Carolina. And he's also going to take a visit to the North Carolina Sweet Potato Commission. That's all coming up in the future weeks. Just log